Is Spider-Man 2 that good? Yes. Yes, it is. Nah, I'm just kidding, we'll do an actual review. After 5 years of waiting, Insomniac has finally released their sequel to the wildly successful Spider-Man. But is the latest entry in this series as good as everyone's making it out to be? Before I go any further, there's going to be spoilers riddled throughout this video, so you have been warned. Spider-Man 2's story is set 2 years after the first game and focuses on Peter and Miles trying to figure out what they want to do with their lives outside of being Spider-Man. With the main villains being Kraven and Venom, I was really excited to see Kraven because he's never really been utilized that much, and Insomniac's version of him was amazing. However, I was not really that excited to see Venom that much, only because I kinda hate him. I honestly don't know why, but anytime in Spider-Man media, whenever Venom or the symbiotes are brought in, I just never care that much. But I do think that the way this game handles the symbiote is actually pretty interesting, and I like the route Insomniac took with making Harry become Venom. And Venom is ruthless here. I never thought I would see Venom rip off someone's head, let alone Kraven's in a Spider-Man game, but Venom definitely did not disappoint. And Peter dealing with the symbiote did not disappoint either. Before I played this game, I was a little nervous they were gonna go in a certain direction. Now take on this. But I was honestly shocked at how well Symbiote Peter was portrayed because he's a menace in this game.
No wonder your family left you! You're not strong enough!
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
But one of the best things this story does is really highlight the relationship between Miles and Peter. I really love that there's a huge sense of brotherhood between them, and it really shines later in the game. And I'm really excited to see how their relationship evolves even more in the next game. And Miles absolutely steals the show between the two Spider-Men. He truly feels like a worthy successor to Peter in this universe, and I'm so glad Insomniac is letting Miles take the reins of being the main Spider-Man now. The only thing Miles needs to do in the next game is get rid of this suit.
Oh my god! What is that?
Speaking of suits, Insomniac needs to work on what suits they put in the next game. Now, a majority of the suits already in the game are fantastic, but there are so many other suits missing. Like, there's no sensational Spider-Man or cosmic costume, but you do unlock this at level 60.
Wow, this has just been such a pleasure. I'm such a lucky boy.
But really though, I do think like 80% of the suits in this game are fantastic. And it's awesome that you can customize the color variants of them as well. Just Insomniac, please add some better suits in the next game. The gameplay, however, is where this game truly shines. Insomniac basically took everything they've done with the past 2 games and dialed everything up to 11. Especially with the Mary Jane missions. One of the biggest complaints from the first game was how the MJ missions ruined the pacing. And in Spider-Man 2, the MJ missions were one of my favorite parts. They basically turned her into John Wick.
Is this thing loaded? It can be.
The combat definitely feels the same from the last game, but not that that's a bad thing. I do like that you're able to parry attacks now, and I think it helps make the combat a lot more fluid. I do wish there was a little bit more of a distinction between how Miles and Peter fight, and there's definitely a lot more once Peter gets the symbiote, but I still feel like it could have been a little more. The stealth combat also plays similar to the last 2 games, but I do like that you have the ability to use web lines. However, I do miss being able to use certain gadgets from the previous game, like the tripwire. And in this game, I feel like there's barely ever a reason to use them besides the Sonic one to help with the symbiotes. But the gameplay truly starts to hit its stride when you get to the web slinging. It's essentially flawless now, and I
fucking love it!
Especially with being able to slingshot yourself whenever you want to. And the option to adjust the swing assist settings was something I definitely thought I wasn't going to use, but after playing with the settings a bit, there's so much control over your movements, it's fantastic. The web wings were easily my favorite part of the game. It's so seamless to be able to go back and forth between swinging and gliding, and makes traversal so much fun, especially when there's 2 more boroughs of New York City to explore. However, there's been one thing that's been bugging me. How is there no New Game Plus? I'm getting very sick of developers making games and then releasing things that should already be in the game later down the line. Now, is this only a New Game Plus, and am I potentially being nitpicky? Yeah, probably.
Go outside, nerd. Get out.
So is Spider-Man 2 as good as everyone is saying it is? Yes, absolutely. Insomniac has once again made a fantastic game.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss.
So if you haven't had a chance to play it, then I would highly recommend it. And with that being said, Spider-Man 2 gets a 10 out of 10.